Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 6th, and we are looking at drawing 3 and 4-sided figures. 3-sided figures we've worked with a little bit already this year. Triangles, right? And quadrilaterals. And we're going to focus mostly today on the quadrilaterals. Tomorrow we'll focus on the triangles. So, if you have troubles with the triangles on tonight's homework, skip those, wait till tomorrow's lesson, then come back and do them. So we're going to focus on the quadrilaterals. And these are our quadrilaterals. These are our notes in Google Classroom as well. You have a square, which is all sides are equal, and a 90 degrees on each corner. Rectangle is opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal, and 90 degrees as well. Parallelogram does not say anything about the angles. Okay, it just says opposite sides are equal and parallel, but that's it. So technically, a square is also a rectangle, a square is also a parallelogram, a square is also a quadrilateral. And if you look down here, we got this flow chart. You can see that a quadrilateral, that's the broad category. And we can narrow it down and say parallelograms are the ones that have opposite sides parallel to one another. Well, we have specific types of parallelograms, which would be a rectangle is a specific type of parallelogram. A square is a specific type of parallelogram. Okay, then we also have two other categories of quadrilaterals, which would be a kite. And what that means is adjacent pairs of lines. Adjacent means they're sitting next to each other. They share a vertex. They're equal lengths. So these two are equal, these two up here are equal. So we can have a specific type of kite, which would be a rhombus. A square is also a rhombus. So that's why square branches off of either of those. Because a rhombus just says that opposite sides are the same length and parallel. Okay, so it's just more specific of a parallelogram and a kite. And then you got trapezoids, which a trapezoid is just one set of parallel sides. Okay, so what we're going to focus on, then you got the notes in here for triangles, just to review, classifying by their sides and by their angles. And so what you're going to have on your homework tonight is this, where it says it's going to give you some requirements and ask you to what you can draw from it. So which geometric shape can you draw that have the same, that have exactly one pair of perpendicular sides? One pair of perpendicular sides. So what that looks like is this. So one pair of perpendicular sides is it going to draw? No, it's not going to draw without. Okay, we got to use different draw buttons. All right. So perpendicular means 90 degrees. So I've got one set of perpendicular sides, one pair, right? This side and this side make one pair of perpendicular sides. Okay, so now cannot have more because it says exactly one pair. So what all can we make? Well, we could finish this off and make it a triangle. Perpendicular. What else could we do with this? Could we make a regular hexagon? Hexagon is a 6-sided figure. It would not have 90 degrees in there, so that wouldn't work. A kite. Could I do a kite like this? That would work. And what about a trapezoid? I don't think you could do just one on a trapezoid. because a trapezoid would be, you're going to have parallel sides. So that would be, this side is parallel to this side. If that's a 90-degree angle, that one has to be, so no. So it looks like it would just be these two, a kite and a triangle. So that's what you're doing on this, is you're just taking the definitions of the terms and trying to draw something based on the description rather than, a picture. Something has exactly two pairs of parallel sides. Well, two pairs of parallel sides means that this side is parallel to that side. This side is parallel to that side. So that's a rectangle. We could do a rectangle. We could do a parallelogram, right? Parallel, 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 parallel. You could do a square because that's a specific type of that. Trapezoid, no, because a trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides, not two. Triangle has 0 parallel sides. You cannot do that with a triangle. All right, so you got to keep bouncing back and looking at the notes. Maybe print them off so then you can look at those and the definitions and what you can do with the measure going. All right. What if it gives us, this one gets people a lot. A part has a shaped like a quadrilateral with side lengths of 16 feet and no right angles. Okay, so that means all the sides are 16, 16, 16, 16. It can't have right angles, so I had to put them at an angle there. Well, what is that? That's a rhombus. Okay, so that's a rhombus. Well, a rhombus is also, it's a specific category. So it's a specific type of parallelogram. So I can also click that one. I cannot click square because a square says all sides are the same length, but does have 90-degree angles. And then this one is the one that always gets people too. It's also a quadrilateral. Remember, that's a broad category. So if I get any four-sided figure on these and quadrilateral is one of my options, I have to click quadrilateral. Okay? It could be called all three of those. Now, if it said what's the most specific, we would just choose rhombus. But it just says, well, it does say which geometric shape best describes the shape of the pond. So in that case, it should be just that because that's the best. But if it says what are all the different names, so there's a couple different wordings on these. This one, which one best describes? So I have to pick the one, the most specific. If it says any, what are all of them? Click them all. So like on this one, you might have more than one triangle on these, 5, 6, 7 units. You're not going to be able to measure these on the diagonals. So what you have to do is just zoom in on each one and count the ones, the lines that are on your horizontal lines or your vertical gray lines. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's 10. So J to L is 10 units. None of these have 10, 5, 6, and 7. So I can eliminate that one. Come down here, count those, and figure out which one it would be. Some of these you might not have enough information. You got to kind of use your problem solving skills on some of them. Tomorrow we'll talk more specifically about how to work with specific given triangles. All right. So once again, tomorrow I'll be available from 2:30 or 1:30 to 2 for our Google Meet. If you have any questions, if you need to retake your test, then Mr. Klein put in an Edpuzzle for you to work through. He shows you an example, then you get to work it out to prepare for the retake. And we'll retake it sometime, this week. We're not in a big hurry to retake it. We want you to understand how to do it, not just retake it and not do any better. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.